Okay, so good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Today, I actually want to talk to y'all about gear. I'm BTactics, by the way. So there's gonna be new players coming, and you're gonna be looking. Oh, look at this gear. Oh, look at that gear. This gear. Oh, yours is 5-star. I can't wait to get mine 5-star. Don't get me wrong. That's great, but before we start looking at anything, we actually have to look at the basis of our gear. What are the best stats to have in our base gear? Now, as far as like, besides we're not gonna talk about the eyepiece, the engine, the exoskeleton, or the microreactor yet. We're gonna be talking about these pieces that's in between, except for this one. The best stats you can have on the gear is attack and resistance, because there are the universal stat that you can't augment in the future. So if you can get both those stats on that piece of gear, you're at a great start. You might say, oh, what? I don't need resistance, I'm DPS. Trust me, you need resistance, you need health, just like 42 need damage. I promise you, right? So I want to make an exception for gloves and boots. I would say it is great to have on, but the most important stat now is crit. Now again, you can get resistance, attack, crit on it as well. Perfect. You want to roll in the crit like 100%. The other stat here, I would actually say you may want to be a stat that you don't care about. So maybe if it was like flame resist, or like, I would say frost attack, but that's useless. Like, or even if you like, let's say, oh, what is your frost? Then it's useful. But then like if you're not that element, is useless. It's way more useless to the point like you get no use out of it. You want a stat that you can get use out of it, but you don't really want to upgrade it. So I would say like an elemental resist. Same thing with gloves, right? You really want crit. I don't like these other stats. You know, I'd rather just be attack, resistance, and I guess the flame resistance wouldn't be bad if it didn't roll into it, right? But now this chest piece, you want it to have attack and resistance. HP, that just worked out because I'm fortitude. I would say you're like attack or, you know, benediction. Depending on the situation, you may not want it to be rolling into HP. But this rolled 4 times the HP. I'll get into how many times you want it to roll into something later. But that was good for me. But again, resistance, attack. These are going to be something that you always want to try to get to. Right here, you see resistance, attack. This is decent for flame. But the problem is, if you're looking for damage, this is not going to give you good damage. Yes, you'll be looking, oh, that's like 500 damage. That's great. I'm just going to put out there, if this rolled twice into flame attack, we're having a different conversation. This rolled 3 times into resistance. You want it to roll 3 times into attack if you're mono element. If you're not mono element, it'll be different, but point blank, you really just want those stats. In fact, let's actually talk about what if you're trying to use 2 elements. Right? So let me give you an example. I have a Titan micro reactor. Now, we're not looking at the stats in general. It's more like the augments I'm looking at, but I kind of have to talk about stats. I got resistance as in more likely to roll into. Right? So I'm more likely when I augment, it'll give me resistance. Now, if you get more to like an elemental attack, if I have one. Yeah, like this one has flame damage. It rolled 3 times in the flame damage. So if you were doing multi-element, you'd want to roll into your elemental attack. Why? Because then you'll get, you know, other elemental attacks, which is good if you're using multiple elements. But again, your survivability drops. You might say, "Oh, I'm not a tank. I'm a DPS." I hear you on that. But let's say you was going to be a frost main. You're only using frost, right? And this, well, let's say flame main. You're a flame main. You get flame damage. Frost damage shows it, you're not using that. Physical damage, you're not using that. So point blank, your augment, it's kind of useless. Didn't do anything. I'd rather get survivability and lose out on this attack than get this attack, but then get nothing else later on. That's just me. Hopefully they change augments in the future, because I don't really like the idea of just getting more stats. Like, because it's basically telling you to become multiple elements. But skip on that for now. Right? If you can, again, if you can get attack, resistance, then like your elemental attack, and then like whatever stats you want there. I was really looking for these 4 exact stats. I wasn't thinking about augments. Even though they're not bad, they're just not good for me later on. Like these pants, alright, could have been good for me. The fact that it rolled 3 times the resistance is good for me, but it's not really what I wanted to roll all together. It's gonna give me more resist. When the update comes up, I'll be able to augment these pants. It's going to give me 2 resistances, but it won't give me flame resist. So it's going to be physical resist, frost resist, volt resist. It can't be health, because health is right here. In fact, let's look back at the gloves. I'll actually show you something that I actually liked. Since they rolled mostly in the crit, and then I got flame resist here, crit gives you resistances, like for augments. But you look further down, I have HP as a crit. Now this is why I was thinking you may not want HP as your main stats. Even if you're an attacker, like you get more health, that's great. And maybe a certain resistance, like I was lacking in volt resist, so I'm happy I got to get volt resist. So now I hope I can get some gloves that gives me crit, attack, resistance, and yeah, still give me like a flame resist. And I'll hope that it blocks, I'll like maybe block out resistance at some point. And I hope it rolls into crit damage. I've been trying to get to 3K. I haven't been having luck. What y'all luck been? Right? So hopefully we get an understanding that right now, our best stats to roll on gear: attack, resistance. If you want an elemental attack, get your element. And then like one of the resistances that you feel like isn't as good. But as an attack, to be honest, it don't matter. Just get the resistance on it. Because getting 2 elements, you're not trying to roll into the element anyway. It's not going to give you too much. Especially like, say you got Flame and Frost, and it rolled 3 times in the Flame, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be using Flame and Frost. Then you augment it and realize your augmented stats are going to be physical and volt. It won't be Frost, then you'll be upset. I was trying to tell someone that yesterday, but they insist they're going to have 2 stats they want as attack on a piece of gear. It's not good in the long run. You're going to be, wait, what? Okay, let's look at the last parts now. You're gonna have eyepieces, exoskeleton, combat engine, microreactor. I actually want to look at the eyepiece first. So this is kind of confusing to me, right? If you're asking me what stats do I think you should have here, if your attack, you want your elemental attack percent. In fact, I'll actually give an idea, because I have some. Right, if you can get your elemental attack percentage, right, that sounds good. Crit rate, I don't know yet. That's not going to be as important, but it could be good. I don't have one that has like elemental damage percent. Okay, well I would say this: you want an elemental damage percent, elemental attack percent. I do want to say altered resist, because there's no, you can only get altered resist in this one piece. You can get crit rate, but I don't know. I don't know how crit rate feels. Like, it doesn't feel useful right now. Maybe it'll be useful later on with fighting monsters, like decreasing the crit rate, and you need that to build it back up. But right now, I just feel like crit rate is not useful on anyone, except for someone who does not crit a lot. But if you don't crit a lot, you're probably just still better off with raw damage. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Oh, health. I feel like HP is really important here. With most of go like, oh, I don't want that. But I feel like percentages are really important. Yes, you can get the attack and you can get resist. I just feel like in these slots, it's not as good. So if you're asking me, what would I look to get? HP, HP percent, altered resist percent. You don't want to run the altered resist percent if you're attack. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know which y'all would want to choose between health and altered resist. It's just because they're useful stats there. And then your elemental attack percent and then your elemental damage percent. But if you was gonna get rid of one of them, I would probably get rid of the altered resistance and get crit rate. But you just, I don't know. I don't find it useful. Y'all let me know. There's gonna be someone that's probably that's willing to attack. They'll probably give you a better listing in the comment section. Right? So we're gonna come to the Fortress Combat Engine. Now, I've been trying to get something good. I have not been getting lucky. Right? I want health. There's no altered resist, so I just want an elemental resist of any kind. My elemental damage and my elemental attack. You're probably like, wait a minute. You're fortitude. Why do you want that? Why do you want damage? I want it to be there, but I hope it doesn't really roll, 3 times into it. I want it to roll 3 times in the health at least. 4 times, 5 times, great. Because there's more of a defensive item, then it allows me to go back to my older pieces, and get like more attack. It's a balance game for me because fortitude needs attack. The whole aggro. But yeah, those are what I'd look for. If I was attack, I'd probably look for the same thing. I'd probably still look for elemental damage, elemental attack percent, HP, and like a random resistance stat. I just wouldn't want to roll into the elemental resistance stat. Like with fortitude, I don't want it to roll into, honestly, I don't really want to roll into elemental resistance stat either, but I'd rather roll into there at least 3 times than roll into flame damage or flame attack, for example, 3 times because then I just get other elementals. I don't want that. Right? But like this exoskeleton, not really too much of a difference. Yeah, mine is putt-putt. I need to get some better ones. Right? Like I found one I liked before. Oh, I must not have it anymore. It must have been bad. I wouldn't have vote attack and vote attack percent and vote damage percent. I thought that was great. But yeah, if it doesn't have percentages, it's flat stats. I don't recommend it. Again, if you don't have anything else and it's there, by all means level it. I wouldn't say just keep it at 1 star and just hope for another one. I mean, that's nice. It'll help you conserve, but not a lot. You get more than enough of, well, never mind, no you don't. If you start farming, you can, but never mind that. I would actually say wait for a piece you like to start upgrading. Like for example, I'm not sure if I want this piece. Even though it has plenty of resistances, like I still need like a switch up of things. Like this would probably be good for if I had a physical, physical fortitude, right? But I don't want it to roll on the flame resist at all. I don't want to roll more than twice in the physical attack. But honestly, I don't like this overall. It's really like niche. I like this one. It's okay. It rolled into HP. I'd rather percent. Oh, the reason why I want percentages over flat numbers is because the more of these augmentations we get, and the higher our levels get, and the higher we move our gear, the percentages will be leveling up in a way like with us. So it's gonna give us, yes, it'll give us more CS overall, but it's also gonna give you like more damage overall, more health overall, more resistances overall. The further we get into the game, the more it's gonna benefit. Platinums are good in the earlier stages, but after a while, you'll start noticing percentages are getting better. But just in case I didn't state for like an attacker, or if anyone, honestly, HP percent, your elemental attack percent, your elemental damage percent, and then get like whatever random element that seems low, but then you just block out the element if you're not Fortitude. Fortitude get the most use out of it, but even Fortitude kind of want more health after a while. This is where it gets tricky. The micro reactor, right? You would still want kind of the same stats we stated before. But again, mine had Volt Attack. I'm not a fan of Volt Attack because I don't have a Volt character. Yo, Tactic, Mimi's gonna be coming out soon. You want that? Yeah, that's great, but Mimi's not here now, right? And I wouldn't want it to roll 3 times the Volt Attack. You might say, no, Tax, you want to roll 3 times the Volt Attack because if it rolls there 3 times, then you'll have damage for other rolls and your other elements. Yeah, that's great. But again, I'm a Fortitude, right? I get Volt Resist and Physical Resist. The 2 most dangerous enemies right now do physical damage and Volt damage. So yeah, I want that protection, right? Yes, I do feel like this resistance is kind of low and then not percentage based. So in my head now, I start thinking maybe I should have went with the elemental attacks. But if I can't get used to the elemental attacks, I mean, getting about 2,500 resistances for just, you know, augmenting sounds great to me. I'll take that. What I do want for like my stats is just like before. HP percent, elemental damage, you know, elemental damage percent, elemental attack percent, and a resistance. Like, say if that, I wish this wasn't Volt Attack, and I wish this wasn't HP. I wish this was Flame Attack percent and Flame Damage percent. But these augments come kind of crazy. As far as the stat you want there, I don't know. It varies by your playstyle. Some would prefer the normal attack one. Some prefer the skills or the discharge. I like the damage reduction. It really works great for me. If you're an attacker, I don't recommend this. If you're Benediction, I don't know, maybe. But anytime you see something that says like it can boost healing for everyone else, I would prioritize that. Or maybe for like nerfs an enemy, I'd go with something like that. But again, before we talk about nerfing an enemy, a Benediction would not want to get, they would not want to get delay level. More than likely, a Fortitude's wanting that already. There's not really much to go beyond that. But yeah, that's basically how gear goes. The rolls, right? So you're probably wondering, how can you tell? Honestly, I've been doing it so long, I can just see it without me seeing it. Let's see if we can actually look at a piece of gear and we'll level it up here. And I probably don't have anything right now because I've done this before. So I have nothing here that has the stats I'm looking for. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go do a JO and see if I can get some stats for y'all. All right, so we got some pieces. Oh, okay, that's not what we wanted. Attack, resistance, great. Even has my element, and it had the, I do want that resist, but that's still fine, right? And then, I don't really care for that one. All right, so this is what we're going to be talking about, learning how it rolls, right? So, by the way, you're doing enhance all your gears in increments of 5. The reason why is because you get bonuses. Let me actually show that real fast. Okay, I don't know where it's at. Oh, it's right here now. So every time you get like 5 levels into your gear that uses the blue materials, you get a bonus, right? So the next time I get a +5 on all of them, I'm gonna get an extra 660 attack instead of 541. Now I know attackers are just saying I don't care. I'm gonna go into to my gloves anyway. Ignore like the chest piece, the pants and the belt because they give out HP and resist. They skip that because it's more defensive. I'm gonna tell you now, the amount of damage it seems like it gives in comparison to where you just keep it at +5 doesn't seem like it's a huge difference. But the survivability I notice is a huge difference. I got to see it firsthand. So that tells me a lot. But that is up to you. But I do want to go back to the gear, right? Again, these blue modules, you want, anytime you see that you can upgrade blue modules, get them to increment of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. Save us where to go about it. You'll still get damage, you'll get survivability. It is good in general. So right here, I hope it does not roll into volt resist. I want to roll into attack or resistance. Roll into flame attack, that's okay. I don't want to roll into flame attack more than twice. Roll into resistance, that's good for me. I wanted to roll into attack though. I rolled into volt resistance, I'm kind of upset about that. I rolled into attack, great. I needed to roll into, I don't know, it's already 3 rolls. So I rolled once into volt resist, once into attack, once to resist. Roll into resistance again, great. I'm actually gonna use the blocker on flame attack because I don't want to go into flame attack. I'm hoping it goes into resistance though. That is what we're hoping for. We're hoping for resistance, but if not, bummer. It rolled in the volt resist, bummer, right? So it rolled as like it rolled twice in the volt resist, twice in the resistance, once into attack. I don't recommend these in the future. Yes, it'll be good for now, but augmented stats goes by your highest roll. If your highest roll is only like 2 rolls, your number can't be higher than potentially anything that'll be like a 3. Unless you're at 3, like, extremely low rolls and like 2 extremely high rolls. But even then, like, you'd rather just have a font that just has 3 rolls. There's no way you're gonna get 3 low rolls. But that's basically how the rolls work. You got any questions? Let me know in the comment section below. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching the video, like and subscribing, because you can put that subscribe button that's right over here. And don't forget, you can watch the videos over here. I want to see you in there too, all right? You enjoy yourself.